Hello everyone, welcome to the Website Education Investment. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about two things. First is the Arbitrum Foundation. They screwed up their proposal. And the second, I'm going to talk about in Polkadot, how the DAO works in Centrifuge. So for the Arbitrum Foundation, what happened is they made a proposal to allocate 750 million Arbitrum tokens. But the Arbitrum holders, they vote against it. However, they said the vote was just a formality, and so they have already spent 6.7% of the proposed 750 million Arbitrum. So your vote is not really a vote. And here is the picture. You can see that. And they also find out the on-chain transaction. So this is kind of interesting and also a little bit disappointed for a lot of the community in the Arbitrum. And I think they have a huge amount of discussion and compared to the Arbitrum on Polkadot, the open gov is still going on, and also we have a lot of good parachain like Centrifuge as a DAO, and they did pretty well. And so in this video, let's quickly go over in March how Centrifuge did. And so in March, overall, some key metrics is the total value locked now is 170 million, which is almost the top in the Polkadot now. And the total active nodes is 168 million. And also the total assets repaid is 13.9 million. And they have 100 million from the Block Tower Series 4, and there are a lot of governance going on the Centrifuge. So now let's quickly go over the Centrifuge, their ecosystem. Right now they have the presentation on East Denver, and they have the link. They also have some very interesting articles, just like the one by Binance Research, Real World Assets. And I think this is pretty good. I would recommend all of you to check if you're interested. The community right now, the first Centrifuge DAO, they have a call on March 8th. And they also talk about the active contributor to the DAO. And I think this one is probably useful for the Arbitrum as well. And the pool value of Block Tower Series 4, now they have more than 100 million. And there are some other updates as well, like the AVE forum, and also why you should choose Centrifuge, and this is a good figure to describe everything. Now let's move on to the governance. As I said, the Centrifuge, they are doing really well on the governance as a DAO, and they have the governance update with 3 important proposals, and including the latest one, EVM compatibility for Centrifuge chain, which they already voted and has passed. This is one like recently they just I think it's yesterday they just passed that with 100% of them agree with that. And then they also have the Centrifuge governance core, and they introduce the proposal for all the updates, and they have a very interesting discussion as well. And for the protocol, they have the new website for the news, which covers article and the research reports, and they also have the Dune analytics dashboard, and there I would recommend, if you are interested, you can check. I will post the link of this monthly summary so you can all check that. Now we can also take a look at this overview and give you one example how Centrifuge will do the DAO. And so now open that, you can see all of the proposal, and including the date and also the snapshot vote. And then they will also show you whether it passed or not. It's interesting to see some of them which didn't pass. So now let's check those which didn't pass. So this is the one didn't pass, and then 23 is also the one didn't pass. So you can see the distribution of unclaimable CFG rewards. The first time they proposed and didn't pass that, and then the second time they proposed that again and didn't pass, so obviously they cannot move on, and they tried again until this time recently they finally have the proposal passed. And so compare that with Arbitrum. I actually make one figure. I think this is just interesting because in Polkadot, the OpenGov, they do have a lot of things to improve. But to be honest, I think I'm satisfied as the governance is really distributed. And so if the proposal, the community vote no, then it will be rejected. And on the other side, the Arbitrum, it looks like their DAO still needs to be improved because the community votes looks like didn't work that well. And so that's the thing I want to talk about. So how did you feel about Centrifuge as a DAO in the Polkadot, and how did you feel about the Centrifuge on the March, how they are doing? Leave a comment and I would be happy to see you next time. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. Alright, bye.